In this particular one, we are going to discuss, we are doing, not discussing, we are doing question number two, that is specialized knowledge and skill, a commitment to serve others, and a shared code of ethics best characterized as an. हम क्या बोलते हैं as अगर specialized knowledge हो, skills हो, a commitment to serve others, a shared code of ethics is best characterized. कैसे best characterize होगा? If you have a specialized knowledge and skills, a commitment to serve others, and a shared code of ethics is best characterized. Is it vocation? Is it profession? Is it occupation? So, what's your answer, please? Keep writing your answer till we. The answer is the profession. Answer क्या है? The answer is the profession is the answer. अगर हमारे पास specialized knowledge हो, skills हो, profession में क्या होता है? We have the requisite qualification in a particular field. We have a specialization in a one particular segment. तो specialized skill and specialized knowledge and skill, a commitment to serve others, and a shared code of ethics is best characterized. That is what? That is the profession. Alright? Now moving towards the third EOC questions of the CFA Institute, that is, when unethical behavior erodes trust in an investment firm, that firm is more likely to experience. When unethical behavior erodes trust, जब एक unethical behavior erode कर दे, हम क्या बोलते हैं? That when unethical behavior erodes trust in an investment firm, that firm is more likely to experience lower revenue only, higher expenses only, lower revenue and higher expenses. जब एक unethical behavior erodes खराब कर दे trust in an investment firm, that the firm is more likely to experience उसे lower revenue as well as higher expense, दोनों bear करने पड़ सकते हैं. तो according to me, the answer may be C. And what institute say? The same. That is C. Unethical behavior ultimately harm investment firms. Unethical behavior ultimately harm करेगा investment firms को. Clients are not attracted if they suspect unethical behavior. Clients attract ही नहीं होंगे अगर उन्हें suspicious लगता है unethical behavior leading to less business and low revenues. Investment firm may also experience higher relative costs because regulators are more likely to have a cause to initiate the costly investigation. All right. Now moving towards the third EOC, that is the fourth EOC, वो क्या बात करता है is that what the fourth talks about, high ethical standards are distinguishing feature of which of the following bodies. हम क्या बोलते हैं? High ethical standard. If there is a high ethical standards are distinguishing feature of which of the following bodies? High ethical standards are a distinguishing feature. कौन सी bodies का high ethical standards है? हम क्या बोलते हैं? High ethical standard are the distinguishing features. High ethical standards जो है, that is the distinguishing features of which of the following bodies? इनमें से कौन सी ऐसी bodies का है that the high ethical standard distinguishing feature? Is it the craft guilds, as the trade body, or the professional body? High ethical standards. I guess the answer should be C. That is a professional body. And let's see what is the curriculum say to us. Fourth ka answer, that the same is fourth ka C. High ethical standard distinguish professions from the craft girls on a trade bodies. Unlike trade bodies, मतलब क्या है कि ethical high ethical standard जो है वो distinguish profession है from the craft guilds or trade bodies. Unlike trade bodies में क्या होता है, professional body also typically have a mission to serve society and enforce the professional conduct rules for the practitioners. So the answer is प्रोफेशनल बॉडीज. ओके, तो ये हमें थोड़ा कॉमन मतलब नॉर्मल से लग रहे हैं क्वेश्चंस. नाउ मूविंग फिफ्थ टू द फिफ्थ, दैट इज fiduciary duty is a standard most likely to be upheld by members of it. जो fiduciary duty होती है, is a standard. Fiduciary duty जो होती है, that the same is a standard most likely to be upheld by members of an Fiduciary duty एक standard है which is most likely to upheld by members of an employer, profession and not for profit body. तो according to me fiduciary duty एक ऐसा standard है which is most likely to upheld members of an, fifth का आंसर क्या होगा? Till keep writing in the comment section that fifth का आंसर क्या होगा till we decide that what is exactly the fifth का answer. Maybe what we are reading ethics for the CFA level 1 candidate. We are at the fifth question of the EOC part. EOC are the question which exactly asked by which are official by the institute. Fiduciary duty is a standard. Most likely, fiduciary duty क्या है? What is fiduciary duty? Is that please mute this part. Yes, good boy. Fiduciary duty is a standard most likely to be upheld by the members of an. By the members of an. We are at the EOC fifth. EOC fifth का answer क्या है? That is the profession. The answer is the profession. Fiduciary duty is a standard most likely to be upheld by the members of what? By the members of profession. By the members of प्रोफेशन. फिड्यूशियरी ड्यूटी एक ऑब्लिगेशन होती है टू डिलीवर हाई स्टैंडर्ड ऑफ केयर. हमें क्या करना होता है? वी नीड टू डिलीवर हाई स्टैंडर्ड ऑफ केयर व्हेन एक्टिंग फॉर द बेनिफिट ऑफ अनदर पार्टी. Professionals must act in the best interest of the client, exercising a reasonable level of care, skill, and diligence. Other entity including employers, regulators, a trade association, and not-for-profit bodies may also support an industry but are not as same as professional body. Unlike profession, these other entities generally do not exist to set and maintain professional standard. The fiduciary duty एक obligation है that we need to deliver the high standard of care when acting for the benefit of another party. Professional must act. Okay, so we are getting in this, and that is what that the answer is the profession. आंसर क्या है? The answer is the profession. Fiduciary duty जो है that the same is a standard and most likely to be upheld by the members of an profession. The answer is profession. Which of the following best identify an internal trait that may lead to poor ethical decision making? Which of the following best identify an internal trait है that may lead to poor ethical decision लेने पड़ गए आपको या आप ले रहे हो? What is the most likely? क्या हो सकता है इनमें से? ओवर कॉन्फिडेंस की वजह से आप बहुत ही poorest decision ले रहे हो. Loyalty to employ and promise of money or prestige, which leads to you maybe the poor ethical standard. The answer is A. Because of what? Because of overconfidence ever fails people in committing a particular task. So we may say the overconfidence is the answer. An overconfidence bias can lead individual. We always should have confident enough, but overconfidence always break us at some another point. An overconfidence bias can lead individual to put too much importance on internal trait and intrinsic motivation such as their own perception of personal honesty that can lead to faulty decision making. Loyalty to an employer and promise of money or prestige are the situational influences that can lead to faulty decision making. तो हम क्या बोलते हैं that six का आंसर क्या है? The answer is overconfidence. So an overconfidence bias can lead individual too much to put too much importance on internal trait and intrinsic motivation such as their own perception of personal honesty that can lead to faulty decision making. Loyalty to an employer and a promise of money or prestige are the situational. These are the situational influence that can lead to faulty decision making. These are situational, but overconfidence are the internal trait. These are what? Internal trait may we say the characteristics of the internal trait. Okay, now moving towards question number 7 of the CFA curriculum level 1 candidates. 7 question talks about what? Situational influence in a decision making will most likely be minimized if situational influence minimize किया जा सकता है by strong compliance program are in a place, Longer term consequences are individual believe that they are truthful and honest. Situational influence in decision making will most likely be we can minimize the same. How can we win? How we can minimize the same? By a strong compliance program are in place. Longer term consequences are considered and individual believe that they are truthful and honest. Keep writing in the comment section what you may think the answer may be until we discuss the seventh answer, that is the seventh answer is the B. What does B talks about? Shall we discuss B? Longer term consequences are considered. Situational influence ko we can minimize. How we can minimize? Longer term consequences are considered. If we consider the longer results, what will be the long term impact? The long term results are considered, and we can minimize. We can most likely to be minimize the situational influence in the decision making. All right, moving to the question number 8, that talks about what decision maker who use a compliance approach are most likely to be. Decision maker who use a compliance approach, वो decision maker जो कि use करते हैं compliance approach are most likely to be. Decision maker who use a compliance approach are most likely they can avoid situational influence. Is that they can avoid the situational influence. Oversimplify decision making, consider more factor than when using an ethical decision making approach. They may consider more factor than when we using the ethical. They can consider ज़्यादा factor कर सकते हैं than as compared to the ethical. तो डिसीजन मेकर हु यूज अ कंप्लायंस अप्रोच वो किस बेटर सिचुएशन में पहुंच जाएंगे. वी आर डिस्कसिंग क्वेश्चन नंबर 8. कीप राइटिंग इन द कमेंट सेक्शन दैट व्हाट्स योर आंसर according to till before we discuss the same. And the 8th का आंसर is the B. big है. ओवर सिंप्लीफाई, वो ओवर सिंप्लीफाई कर सकते हैं डिसीजन मेकिंग. अगर हम डिसीजन मेकर हु यूज अ कंप्लायंस अप्रोच का यूज कर रहे हैं तो दे सिंपली वुड ओवर सिंप्लीफाई द डिसीजन मेकिंग. To maintain trust, the investment management profession must interdependent with. अगर हमें maintain करना हो trust, what we are saying in this particular question, if we need to maintain trust, the investment management profession must be interdependent with. If we need to maintain trust, the investment management profession must be interdependent with the regulators, employers, or investment firms. If we need to maintain the trust, then investment management profession must be interdependent होना पड़ेगा उन्हें. किसके साथ? Is it with the investment firms? Is it with the employers or regulators? What your answer? Keep writing in the comment section. What is your answer of ninth ka EOC? Ninth ka EOC ka answer that the same is C. You need to interdependent with the investment firms if you want to maintain trust. If you want to maintain trust, the investment management profession must be interdependent. You must be inter. Oh my God! What's wrong? Please plug off the switch. Good. To maintain trust, the investment management profession they must be interdependent with the investment where you will be interdependent on the investment firms. All right, now moving towards the question number 3. This is my just jolly chocolate. Why are you eating the same? How dare you to take my chocolate? Now we are moving towards question number 10, which is an example of an activity that may be legal but that CFA Institute considered unethical. Which is an concept which of the below is an example of an activity that may be legal but CFA Institute considered is unethical. As per the CFA Institute, this may be unethical if you do the same. What are those? Making legally required disclosure in marketing material. If you are making legally required disclosure दे रहे हो आप in the marketing material. Trading while in possession of material known public, आप ट्रेड कर रहे हो while in possession of material known public information, and disclosure by an employee of his or own company dishonest activity. Disclose कर रहे हो by an employee आप employee of his or own, आप अपनी company की information disclose कर रहे हो of dishonest activity के बारे में. If you are doing the same, this may be legal, but as per CFA Institute, it is considered as unethical. Which of the following? Keep writing in the comment section. What is your opinion for the same question before I discuss the same, before we people take the same? Please keep writing in the comment section. What is your answer? Now, which is an example of an activity that may be legal, that may or seems to be legal, but as per CFA Institute considered it unethical. So what is here? According to me, it may be C, but what CFA Institute suggests to us, that is question number 10. Question number 10, the correct answer is B. 10th का answer है B. Trading while in possession of material known public information. If you are trading while in possession of material known public information के साथ आप trade कर रहे हो, तो the same may be treated as unethical as per the CFA Institute. As per what? CFA Institute. So that the same will be considered unethical. The same will be considered as unethical. So, according to this, trading while in possession of, if you are trade while in a position of material, the things which is material but that is no public information, the same will be considered as unethical. An ethical decision making framework will most likely, एक ethical decision making, एक ethical एक एथिकल डिसीजन मेकिंग फ्रेमवर्क विल मोस्ट लाइकली, एक एथिकल डिसीजन मेकिंग फ्रेमवर्क क्या करेगी, विल मोस्ट लाइकली इंक्लूड अ प्री डिटरमाइंड यूनिफॉर्म सीक्वेंस. एक एथिकल डिसीजन मेकिंग फ्रेमवर्क कैसी होगी? क्या वो इंक्लूड करेगी प्री डिटरमाइंड यूनिफॉर्म सीक्वेंस को? क्या वो फोकस करेगी एक्सक्लूसिवली ऑन कंफर्मेबल फैक्ट्स एंड रिलेशनशिप्स पे? क्या वो हेल्प करेगी अवॉइड अ डिसीजन दैट हैज अनएंटिसिपेटेड एथिकल consequences? एक एथिकल डिसीजन मेकिंग फ्रेमवर्क विल मोस्ट लाइकली वो क्या करेगी? एक एथिकल डिसीजन मेकिंग फ्रेमवर्क विल मोस्ट लाइकली क्या वो हेल्प करेगी अवॉइड अ डिसीजन दैट हैज अनएंटिसिपेटेड एथिकल consequences? क्या वो फोकस करेगी एक्सक्लूसिवली ऑन कंफर्मेबल फैक्ट्स एंड रिलेशनशिप्स पे? क्या वो इंक्लूड करेगा प्री डिटरमाइंड यूनिफॉर्म सीक्वेंसेस को? एक एथिकल डिसीजन मेकिंग फ्रेमवर्क विल मोस्ट लाइकली वो क्या करेगी? What's your answer as per? Please keep writing in the comment section before we discuss the same. That's the same. If you do not answer right now, then how will you answer the same in the examination? We will not get enough time for every subject, for every MCQ. Maybe we are doing it for the first or last time. We never know the same. We always plans to revise the same, but many of the times few things remain, we can say, not revise, or we need to in a position we forcefully in a position that we are unable to revise the same. So always read the things that we are reading it for the last time and for the exam purpose. An unethical decision making framework will most likely, whatever we mistake are committing, that the same is mean that we not commit ever again in our life. So an ethical decision making framework will most likely, ethical decision making framework will most likely what? Help avoid a decision that has unanticipated ethical consequence. Focus exclusively on confirmable facts, and तो एक ethical decision making framework will most likely, मेरे according तो इसका आंसर होना चाहिए include a predetermined uniform sequence, help avoid a decision that has unanticipated ethical consequences. तो according to me C होना चाहिए मेरे according 11th का, and the correct answer is C. Using an ethical decision making framework consistently help you. अगर हम क्या कर रहे हैं, अगर हम यूज कर रहे हैं ethical decision making framework का consistently, will help करेगा हमें develop sound judgment. अगर हम ethical decision making का यूज कर रहे हैं तो consistent will help you develop sound judgment and decision making skill, avoid making decisions that have unanticipated ethical consequence. The decision making process is often iterative, and the decision maker may move between phase of framework. A decision maker should consider more than confirmable facts and relationship. For example, the decision maker should consider the situational influence and personal bias. Now we are on the question number 12, and we are done this part. मतलब we need to discuss more part, but currently we have the status that we have on the question number 12, and ये क्या बोल रहा है, we need to consider the same. So 10 19 20 minutes if we are doing the 12 MCQ, so that is also not a bad speed, and we are discussing each and every MCQ as well. When an ethical dilemma occurs, जब एक ethical dilemma आ जाती है, an investment professional should most likely first raise the issue with the एक एथिकल डिलेमा हो गई, तो हमें सबसे पहले किसके साथ इशू रेज करना चाहिए, विद द सीनियर इंडिविजुअल इन द फर्म, या फिर मेंटर आउटसाइड द फर्म, या फिर प्रोफेशनल बॉडी हॉटलाइन. तो आई थिंक वी नीड टू डिस्कस फर्स्टली, अगर कोई एथिकल डिलेमा अगर होती है, इन्वेस्टमेंट प्रोफेशनल मोस्ट लाइकली फर्स्ट रेट कर इशू करना चाहिए होती है सीनियर इंडिविजुअल इन द फर्म. कोई सीनियर उससे बात कर लेंगे, उसके बाद प्रोफेशनल बॉडी, और बाद में तो बाहर तो बाद में जाएंगे. तो ट्वेल्थ का क्या आंसर होगा, द ट्वेल्थ का आंसर इज सी. व्हेन a dilemma occurs, raising an issue internally with a senior employee is good, often starting place and create an opportunity for an independent internal review. Protecting the client and the firm may take priority over the position of an individual professional raising a concern. तो हम यहाँ पे we have done the same. यहाँ पे हमारे 12th क्वेश्चन हो जाते हैं. उसके बाद उसके बाद अगेन हमारे एथिक्स से रिलेटेड ही क्वेश्चंस है, एंड दे आर ऑल्सो अराउंड ऑन नियर टू 14 तक क्वेश्चन है. ओके, दैट्स नॉट अ प्रॉब्लम एट ऑल. एंड आफ्टरवर्ड्स तो हम इसको डिस्कस करेंगे, एंड then we will see that what is the case, what is not the case and all. तो we should discuss the same. इससे पहले भी अगर if we need to consider the same question again, whether we are able to answer or not. Benchmark for minimally accepted behavior of community members. The answer is standards of conduct. Specialized knowledge. That the answer is profession. Unethical behavior erode trust in an investment firm. That firm is more likely to experience lower revenue and higher expense. High ethical standards are distinguishing features of professional bodies. Fiduciary duty is a standard most likely that is in the profession. फिफ्थ का आंसर क्या था, बी. Yeah, we are correct. Which of the best identify an internal trait, that is overconfidence. Situational influence. Situational longer term consequences are considered situational influence के लिए. Decision maker who use a compliance approach are most likely to oversimplify decision making. To maintain trust, the investment management profession must be interdependent with the investment firm, which is an example of activity may be legal, but see if you institute this, if you are trading while in possession of material non-public information, you can't trade with the non-public information. An ethical decision making framework will most likely क्या करने वाला है, help avoid a decision that anticipated ethical consequence. And if ethical dilemma arise, what you need to do firstly is to talk with your senior individual in the firm. तो ये काफ़ी अच्छे क्वेश्चंस थे में से. अब वी नीड टू मूव further. The standard of practice handbook provide guidance. Now we need more energy. Hereby I am trying to eat the just jelly, the strawberry flavor. I need to drink water as well. For maintaining the throat in a balanced position, I am eating the just jelly chocolate currently and discussing further the things with you. Alright? So, hey candidates, let's discuss and proceed for the things we need to study. If we are not, then who will study? Alright? The standard of practice. जो स्टैंडर्ड ऑफ प्रैक्टिस हैंडबुक प्रोवाइड्स गाइडेंस, जो स्टैंडर्ड ऑफ प्रैक्टिस हैंडबुक है वो प्रोवाइड करती है गाइडेंस विद व्हाट, the standard of practice handbook provides guidance regarding the penalties. According to me, इसका आंसर बी होना चाहिए, जो स्टैंडर्ड ऑफ प्रैक्टिस हैंडबुक प्रोवाइड करती गाइडेंस टू विच CFA institute members or candidates must adhere. So as per me, the answer is B. Keep writing in the comment section that what is your answer till we reach for the same. And the answer is B. So हमारा आंसर करेक्ट हो जाता है यहाँ. जो स्टैंडर्ड ऑफ प्रैक्टिस हैंडबुक प्रोवाइड करती है गाइडेंस टू विच CFA इंस्टीट्यूट मेंबर्स एंड कैंडिडेट्स आर रिक्वायर्ड टू adhere. The B is the correct answer. How B is correct? Because the standards of practice handbook provide guidance to which CFA institute members and candidates are required to adhere. A is incorrect because the handbook provide guidance in understanding interconnectedness interconnectedness of the aspirational and practical principle, not regarding the penalty for violation of code of ethics and standard of conduct. C is incorrect because although the standard of practice handbook provide hypothetical but factual situation, the explanatory material and our examples are not intended to be all inclusive. Now comes the second one. Which of the following statement best describe an aspect of professional conduct program process? इनमें से कौन सी ऐसी following statement है which best describe an aspect of professional conduct program process? हम क्या बोल रहे हैं that which of the following statement best describe कर रहा है an aspect of professional conduct program process? इनमें से कौन सा best describe कर रहा है inquiries are not initiated in response to information provided by the media. Investigation result in disciplinary review committee panels for each case. Investigation may include requesting a written explanation from the member or candidate. So keep writing till we will discuss in the next video for the same. What is your answer for the same? Alright.